character, and I wanted to ask, does the lack of costume change in the messy apocalypse in the world make it easier for you as an actor to get into your roles? Or would you, do you know what I mean?
I know that Moon doesn't bathe.
So overrated.
It makes it easier. It makes it smellier, but those costumes don't get a lot of washing, and we get them pretty dirty. But I think we all felt, we could really only wear what we could have carried plausibly in our various packs. So I don't change very often. Until there's a scene where we go in and loot a Gap.
Season 2.
I think we're stuck with our clothes.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Comic-Con loves falling skies. Can I ask the actors to describe the training that they'd have to go through for their particular roles with the firearms and the pistol running around and so on and so forth?
Yeah, they sent us through a training, it was like an afternoon. We got to go in and there were, it was probably about this
A whole afternoon worth of training?
Well, I guess the whole thing wasn't training, but we had to pick out our guns. We had every kind of gun you'd ever seen laid out on these tables, and they said pick any two you want, and then you would take those guns, and the armory guys took us out, and actually we were in a sound stage, and they showed us how to move around and whatnot. I think we all decided we wanted to be trained as if you were going to be SWAT, or know exactly how to do it, and then pull back and make it look like we had sort of learned on our own. But we wanted to know the real way to do it so that we could then have our own ideas.
You did bike training.
Yeah.
No, it's ironic. We've got Dale Dye as a cast member, and Dale is the definitive expert on military advisory to the film business. And Dale runs his own boot camp, and usually if there's a war film, all the actors go through his 2-week intensive. But because we're a civilian army, we're supposed to have kind of an unpolished look to our tactics. So it was much more gun handling and safety than it was tactical training.
I actually trained in Krav Maga on the side while we were shooting this. I haven't said that yet, but that's what I did.
Where you filmed the different scenes, such as scenes in broken down towns and old factories and stuff. I was wondering where they were all filmed.
We shot the whole first season in and around Toronto, Canada. Oshawa and Hamilton are old industrial parts of town and have had factory closures over the last 20 years. So there's a lot of really great sort of rusted out infrastructure buildings. We used a lot of those, but everything was in and around Toronto.
Hi everybody. You kind of answered my question on Captain Dye, but on that note, is he going to be coming back in a larger role next season?
Somewhat, it's undecided. Will, do you have that in your notebook? No, then it's a conversation. Remy and his team are working on that diligently as we speak. So.
Oh yes, we need Dale Dye. Of course he'll be back.
Beverly Hills at the Paley Center. You guys were amazing. One thing, first of all, Drew, you're super hot and I love you. And I was wondering about the historical references that you guys do throughout the show. Is that kind of an afterthought after you've written the storyline, or is it always a constant thing that you're thinking about in terms of writing it?
No, it was part of the script. I mean, Noah's character is a college professor who taught history, so it seems natural that he'd refer to historical events, and they're relevant to what they're going through, since it's shows we shot in Toronto, but the show's set in Boston, and that's where the Revolutionary War was fought, and a lot of analogies between that war and the war they're fighting with the aliens. So that was very, we wanted to have those references in there.
Hi guys. Well, first of all, Noah, I just want to tell you were probably my earliest and longest lasting celebrity crush. And anyway, my question is there any plans for like any for them to like figure out any way to like neutralize the skitters with their technology, the mechs and everything, and if they would be able to launch like an official counterattack at that point.
Arthur, want to take it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, where we're going with the season, as Noah said, is trying to figure out a counterattack. In terms of neutralizing the skitters, I think those are, just keep watching, but you'll see the first attempt here as we continue forward.
It's mentioned in the pilot that there's only a garrison force left behind, that most of the aliens, after the initial invasion, have moved on. We're going to find out that Earth is just a sideshow. The aliens are involved in a much bigger war against another alien empire.
That's good, right there.
We're just... Yeah, it's like maybe like Earth is just one little Pacific island nearby. Well, there's essentially a really cool war going on. We just don't know about it because we're little backwater.
We're gonna have a lot of consultants by the end of this film.
Thank you.
Will the humans ever be commandeering any mechs or taking over alien technology to use for themselves throughout the course of the show? So like more efficient and better stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see that happening later in the season. You definitely see that happening.
Library.
If the Skitters learn how to ride motorcycles, wait till you see that.
About how far out do you guys have the plot storyboard?
Raimi's got the entire second season boarded out, and Bob Rodat, when he created the show, came up with sort of the end point of where he wants the series to end. So we have places we want to build to, or we know we're building to, and take it sort of season by season at this point.
Sorry, this will be the last question.
Hi guys, I just wanted to ask, you guys mentioned about like other pockets of resistance. Will you guys be like, is there gonna be like an LA resistance that you guys are gonna show up in the show? New York!
One of the unique aspects of the show is that we're focusing on our group, with 300 people. And we will, in the second season, start getting a sense of what the rest of the country looks like. But we think it's a unique perspective. We don't know what's happened to Washington, D.C. or Manhattan, and we like focusing on our family for the time being. But we will eventually answer some of those questions, yes.
Love the show, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.